Hello and welcome to the language school in Hanover. We're a small language school in Hanover Nordstadt, and we have weekly regular hangout lessons, and today's lesson is with Thomas Groom. I'm also called Thomas. So we have two Thomases, and I'll be asking some questions. Today's lesson is about it's a business English lesson, and it's about emailing, and Thomas will take us through some basic sort of business emails, and hopefully you'll learn a little bit about it. One thing to maybe mention is that we will also publish the material at the end of the lesson below the video, because obviously it's recorded on YouTube. So if you wanted to have a read through the actual lesson, then you can do that afterwards. Hello, Thomas.
Hello.
How are you? All right?
I'm not too bad, thank you. And you?
Yeah, very good. Excellent. Are you ready to do a little bit of a lesson on emailing?
Yeah. So with this, basically, what we'll see is we will see two emails or two correspondence between. So it's a business email, but we're going to see a correspondence between two people and how, in a sense, how their greetings or their how typical phrases change as they become more familiar with each other. So as they are emailing backwards and forwards, obviously the emails when they first start emailing each other are very formal, and then gradually as they go along they become more informal as they get to know each other. Whether it depends whether they meet in between the emails, it's probably more likely that they would meet at a certain point, and then the emails between them would become more informal. But how we're doing it this way, we're just going to show two emails between two people who haven't actually met at a point. So you'll just see how the email changes, kind of from formal to informal. So
okay.
we'll just see for like different phrases, and we'll discuss and just see what we believe is right or wrong. It's open to opinion anyway. So
yes, it is indeed. And also, I suppose there might be regional differences. For example, Americans or Australians.
Yeah, there's different.
Might write different.
Yeah.
Might write the email a bit different from people from the UK. You yourself are from England, I believe. Is that right?
Yes, I'm from Norwich, England. So yeah.
Okay.
So it's North Norfolk. Yeah. So
we'll have some very English emails. Okay, I'm going to try and bring them up. Hopefully that works. We're still pretty new to this, so let's see. I'm going to bring up the screen. Usually takes a few minutes, so because I can't actually see it, you need to tell me when the email is actually showing up for you, Thomas.
Yeah, I can see it now. So
okay, you should have emailing formal to informal. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, okay. And basically, when the start of the email, one of the basic things is if you are looking at for a formal email, for instance, if you don't know the person, okay, you either start an email with, so the greeting would be either dear sir or madam, okay. So, but with this email, the two people kind of know roughly who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So we'd start with it like that. But if you didn't know the person, you'd always start with dear sir or madam. So
okay.
If you didn't, yeah. Or otherwise, I suppose if it's kind of like, I suppose if you didn't know the actual person at all, you would probably, I suppose you would say something about the business, I guess. Would you?
I don't know. Would you?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. You may kind of say.
I think it's always dear sir or madam, isn't it? Really,
yeah.
when you write to business. Okay. In this case, you already know somebody because it's Miss Jones.
But I guess in a sense you could. I mean, say for instance, if it was a job title, you could actually say dear sales manager. I guess, could you or not? Would that sound a bit? So say if you don't actually know the person at all.
I probably wouldn't, but I don't know. If you write a complaint, you might.
Yeah, I suppose so. You could just say, you could give the job title, I guess.
Dear manager, or
yeah. You didn't know. If you didn't know
yeah, you can say that, definitely. I'm fairly certain you can. Okay, so shall we start with Miss Jones? An email to Miss Jones.
Yeah, so the protagonist, as we say, or the two. Yeah, the protagonist. Yeah. So it's Miss Jones and Thomas Groom, who's me. Okay. So the idea. Okay. So this is to do. This is to do with. They're in the business of boat manufacturing and that kind of thing, and boat engineering and that kind of thing. Anyway, we'll get started. I was trying to give a backstory, but we don't really need that anyway.
Yeah, it's always nice to
have. Okay, so we'll start with Miss. So the first email to Mrs. Jones. Okay, so. Dear Miss Jones, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Thomas Groom, and I am the new sales manager of the Bosham Boating Corporation. The previous sales manager for the region, Rodney James, as you know, retired in April. He has asked me to pass his best wishes on to you. Maybe we scroll down.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's okay. No, that's fine.
Right. There we go.
Yes, so I look forward to doing business with you and hope we get the opportunity to meet soon. If you have any further questions, then please contact me. Yours sincerely, Thomas Groom, Sales Manager. Okay, so that's the first email. So
I think it's quite common, isn't it? That as you can tell from this email already, it's really polite, isn't it? And very, very formal. And if you have any further questions, it's something that you probably should put at the end of every email, isn't it? Really, if you write to another business. So you use "yours sincerely" here, and. Why are you using "yours sincerely" rather than all the many other forms?
Well, I think it's the "yours sincerely" is the kind of it's what is used. I think kind of in the British English. I think Americans use "sincerely yours." I think the Americans use, but that's the kind of idea. I think we talked about it before. Is the idea that if you don't know the person, then you would.
So. Yeah, that's the main thing, isn't it? If you don't know a person, and if you've never met them, then I guess you would use "yours sincerely" rather than regards or kind regards or whatever else you might use.
Yeah, but it's the same. I mean, going back to the beginning of the email.
I'll bring that up.
That's okay. Yeah. So, for instance, I would like to introduce myself. I mean, that's kind of like I suppose in a sense you could use for the reason of writing. You could say, I'm just writing to you. You could use that for like the reason for write, or I'm requesting. You know. So there are other options you can use. But I've used I would like to introduce myself first. You could also for the reason. What we call the reason for writing, you could also say, I'm just writing to you to say, like that anyway.
Okay. Great.
And also another thing.
Go on.
I don't know. Apparently this is a difference between American English, because the idea. Okay, so if you so Miss. So we have Dear Miss Jones.
Yeah.
And so we used like MS, but because there's the idea that this is changed. I think this is in American and British English, where you then kind of they use that MS instead of saying Miss or MRS or Miss MISS, because they don't really like to kind of it's not speculate or you don't really want to speculate, if the person's married or not, so so they're now changed it to just MS, just because they don't specify if the person's married or not. So
because you don't know at this point, do you really? So okay, I'll go back to the next screen.
Okay, so we move on to so now the reply. Okay, so dear Mr. Groom, okay, so with reference to your email of the 10th of May, I appreciate you getting in contact with me. I'm looking forward to working with you and the Bosham Boating Corporation in the coming months. Hopefully we can arrange a meeting soon and discuss important business. Yours sincerely, Kerry Jones.
Kerry Jones, yeah. You've decided it's pronounced Bosham.
Bosham, yes.
Bosham. It's an interesting one because I guess if you were posh, you could say Bosham, couldn't you?
Bosham, yeah.
Bosham.
I don't know actually. It's
or is it definitely Bosham?
I don't know. I think it could be Bosham, I suppose. They're very. It's a very. Yeah, but it's a very English. In England, you have a lot of places which have ham at the end of them. Do you know what I mean? So like So where I'm from, my town was called Fakenham, and then so and there's a lot of
okay.
Yeah,
it's a funny
it's
name.
like that in Norfolk, where I'm from. There's a lot of places which a lot of villages and like have the ham at the end. So, Walsingham, Warham, there's a lot of places. So.
Warham University.
Yeah. Yes, so with that email, so we have like, so with reference to, so again, that's a common opening to an email. So you're kind of referencing the email that has come before, like from the past anyway. But you could also use further to our last discussion, or
as opposed to with reference to.
Yeah.
So further to our discussion of the 10th of May.
Yeah.
So. And again, it's like little words, isn't it? Like I appreciate. Really terribly polite, isn't it? I appreciate you getting in contact with me. I'm looking forward to. These are all kind of phrases that are really useful, aren't they?
I suppose like I'm looking forward to is very. It's positive. So it's a positive comment. You can either say, "I look forward to seeing you." Yeah, I look forward to meeting you. Yeah.
So hopefully we can arrange a meeting. Again, hopefully very polite. Discuss important business, not just any business, but they're going to discuss important business. So, very good.
And apparently, this is another just one quick thing. Apparently, in American English, so you have like "Dear Mr. Groom." And apparently, in American English, the title, so Mr., they put a full stop after the Mr. So.
Okay, there's a slight difference in what we were just discussing earlier, weren't we, about the comma, because I think nowadays you actually don't need a comma anymore, as far as I'm aware. Yeah,
that's what you told me.
And I suppose the other question about this email is because it's "Dear Mr. Groom," comma, and would you not start because you capitalized with? Would you not start in a? You wouldn't capitalize that, would you? With reference.
I don't know, actually. I suppose, I see what you're saying, yeah.
I mean, in German, I know that you don't. So if you put a comma, then it's like the sentence just continues.
Yeah.
And you would actually use a small letter rather than a capital.
Yeah.
So I was, because it's something worth looking up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not sure myself. I wouldn't use a capital letter, probably. But I'm not 100% sure, so we can discuss that next time, our next hangout, and look it up and ask we have some proofreading experts if you ever need any proofreading, so you can approach us and write an email on our website, which I shall also post, but yes, with reference to, we don't know really. So I go to the next screen. If the computer lets me. Right, there we are.
Okay, then, so we have, dear Miss Jones, thank you for your quick reply. If it is convenient with you, I am in the region on the Tuesday, the 27th of May, for the annual Boat Sail Festival. I am planning to finish there at 1 p.m. Therefore, I would be grateful if you could meet sometimes. Some
after that. You can say that, but it's a bit too informal, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I think it might be. It might be a little bit of a, I've left something out. So if you
I
could
think you
meet
missed a word, didn't
sometime,
you, Thomas?
yeah, sometime after that, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and
You
then,
can say, but you can actually say that, can't you? I would be
yeah,
grateful if you could meet some after that. I mean,
yeah,
it's sort of just about,
yeah.
probably not in an email, but in spoken language, you probably could get away with that.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
we have, yeah, so kind regards, Thomas. So he doesn't put his full name, so it's become less informal. But I mean, we
Mhm.
talked about this. We don't like with we you wasn't sure with kind regards. Is it formal or informal? But would you say it?
I think it's still formal, but
Yeah.
it's usually with people you actually know. That's how I always understood it.
Because I mean,
Um,
yeah, I
but
suppose.
I don't think it actually hugely matters which one. I mean, if you use yours sincerely, that's still acceptable whatever you're going to write. I think you're not. People wouldn't look strangely at you.
But I would say, so I suppose kind regards would be more getting informal. Though, I would say, would you?
Yeah, it's a little bit more informal than yours sincerely. That's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose the only other thing, obviously most people know that anyway, but when you write emails, you should always have the address of your business or whatever at the bottom as well. But I just noticed that, you'd have kind of like, usually it's automatically generated by your email
Mm.
client, isn't it? But so Bosham Company, whatever, Bosham, Bosham.
I think you're right. I think it is Bosham. Bosham. I think the only reason I know I chose that place was I didn't even know the place, but my parents went on holiday there and they sent me a postcard. A postcard
Okay. It's
with a
it's
bunch.
it's yeah, pronunciation. One has to be honest in English. It's not easy, is it?
It depends. It depends on the area too. So like the region. I mean, it depends on the
Yes.
accent. They might pronounce it a little bit different. So
I'm sure. I'm sure Scott would pronounce it very different, but yeah.
it's Suffolk anyway. So I think,
Okay.
which is yeah. So they'd probably be a bit
Well,
country. It's in Bosham.
we
So
should have we should have some pictures here, really, shouldn't we? So that we could have a look at the pictures. But anyway, let's get on to the next email. I'm sure it's very nice in Bosch,
Bosham.
in
Yeah.
Boschum. Let's look at the next one then. Okay.
Yes, so now we have, yeah, so Dear Thomas, so and now it's becoming informal. So you're beginning, obviously they're beginning to know each other fairly well now.
Hmm.
So thanks for trying to make the time to meet on the afternoon of the 27th. I am unfortunately attending business in Japan over that period. I'm back on the 2nd of June and I'll be available anytime from Monday afternoon and onwards. I look forward to hearing from you. Best regards, Kerry. So again, they're becoming more informal. So they're just using their names, their first names. Again, this ends positive with I'm looking forward to hearing you. What else do we have? But there's also that idea of not saying sorry, but I'm unfortunately attending business in Japan over that period. So
Hmm.
yes, it's kind of it's not like saying sorry, but it's kind of that they can't meet up. So it's kind of I
No,
suppose it's
it's
bad. It's
interesting.
bad news in a sense, but so it's just like you could use I'm afraid. Yeah. So
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure you could. You're right. I'm back on the 2nd June. Is that? I mean, you don't write, do you? I'm back on the 2nd of June, or do you?
that's a good point, actually.
Because when you just read it, you immediately put the word "off" in there.
Yeah.
But I don't think you actually write that. Is that not?
No,
I
I
mean,
don't. Yeah, I don't think you do. You just kind of write. I mean, I
I'm
just put
back on the 2nd June. That's what you actually write, isn't it?
yeah. So,
Mm.
but how you say it, you would say I'm back on the 27th
Mm.
of May. So
Yeah, and I look forward to hearing from you. It's always very nice and polite.
yeah,
So it's still, even though it's a little bit less formal than the other one, it's still very formal. I mean, you have little words like thanks and stuff like
yeah,
that. I guess you wouldn't in a completely formal. You
mm,
would probably say thank you rather than
yeah,
thanks.
yeah.
But yeah, okay, good. Shall we go on to the next slide? Are you
Yeah,
ready?
yeah. And the next one.
Okay.
Okay, this one's a bit longer, but so dear Kerry, I hope you are well. Okay, I am afraid that I will not be available that week. I'm sorry, but it seems our paths are not meant to cross at this current time. Unfortunately, I am attending a sales conference in London. I've attached my schedule for the week after. If there are any available times, then let me know. Please also find attached the latest copy of our brochure, which highlights the new A-Class twin motor engine. If you require more information, then let me know, Thomas. Okay.
And here it's getting interesting, isn't it? Because we have phrases like "I hope you're well," so it's starting to get a little bit more personal, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a bit more kind of the opening's a bit more personal. You know, they like to know how the person is, that kind of sense. There's also, I think this is another problem. If we go again, it's unfortunately again, it's kind of suggesting bad news again, which we kind of. But also, I think it's the idea of attachments, isn't it? So when you say I've attached my schedule, so it's obviously they've sent a file of some kind with the email. But I think there's a problem that sometimes people put, is it enclosing? So
yeah,
which is only for letters, isn't it? You're only supposed to.
You don't do that for. Well, I suppose you could attach.
So you use attach for emails, and when you
do,
But I think some people make the mistake of putting in an email sometimes, I'm enclosing this file, which is you'd only use enclosing for letters if you're writing a hand letter. You say I'm enclosing.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think you say attach. I guess if you think about a reply to that, because that's also quite common in England, isn't it? That I hope you're well. You would actually reply to that, wouldn't you? If you'd answer this email, you'd actually say, "Well, thank you very much. Yes, I am well." Or whatever.
That's a good point. Yeah.
You know, you would actually, when it gets a bit more informal, it's acceptable to write a little bit of, I guess you call it self-disclosure. You know. You know, I had a wonderful holiday or whatever, or I've just been away for a weekend with my kids or something like that.
Yeah. So. Okay. So, yes, the next one then. So, this is Kerry's reply. So, hello again, Thomas. How are you? Thank you for sending me the brochure for the new A-Class motor. I would like to meet up as soon as possible to discuss it. I have checked the schedule you sent me. The best time for me would be Friday the 13th of May at 2:30 p.m. Could you get back to me as soon as possible to let me know if this is okay with you?
Okay. Well, that's sort of self-explanatory, really, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, I suppose you could question whether you would really start an email, "Hello again, Thomas." But yeah, I mean, you probably wouldn't full stop it, would you?
No, and I think you touched upon it. You touched upon about the date of the 13th. Yes, the very unlucky.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't make any appointments on Friday the 13th of any month. So it's very, very unlucky indeed.
Yes, and especially if they are manufacturing boats too.
Yeah, speedboats probably, you know. Okay, brilliant. Shall we go to the next slide? Are you okay?
Yeah, we carry on.
Okay. There we go.
Okay, this is kind of, so all the best, Kerry. Okay, so all the best is very, now we are talking very kind of informal. Okay, so all the best is, but to be honest, I would all the best is very, it's more friends, possibly. I mean, obviously you have best regards, best wishes.
You probably wouldn't use things like lots of love or something like that. Kisses, XXX. You probably wouldn't use that even. And in any business email, you pretty much stick to whatever, kind regards, all the best, stuff like that. Sometimes you just say thanks, I suppose, at the bottom of the email. I've seen that quite a lot.
Yeah, this is kind of, I think with what I've shown here, this is kind of one extreme to the other. So I mean, I wouldn't necessarily how this is ending. I think it's become too informal, and I don't think that would necessarily be the case in the sense that I don't think this would an email between two business people wouldn't go like this towards the end.
I think I might use it between two colleagues.
Yeah.
But I probably wouldn't use it between two businesses.
Yeah, but I just wanted to show the extreme kind of one.
From one extreme to the other, yeah.
Yeah. So, so it'd be just, so hi, Kerry, okay. When it's just hi, so that's very informal. 2:30 p.m. Friday the 13th of May will be great. Let's hope it doesn't bring bad luck. Cheers, Thomas. Okay, so cheers is, very informal again. Yeah, and then
more informal, not even a signature, just a letter.
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't in business that you wouldn't necessarily at all probably do that. So Thomas, okay, fantastic, see you soon. That would be more for friends. So
okay.
Or like you say, business associates in the sense of, close kind of business associates.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that was the lesson about emailing, the first lesson for emailing, and we will have more lessons. Do you know which lesson we are doing next week by any chance? I know you've sent me this, but I can't remember now. I know it's about money, isn't it?
Yes, it's we're going to do like a section on money, so it's I forget now. Yeah, so it's going to be in like possibly 2-3 lessons on money. So we're going to look at the idea of numbers and figures. So the idea of saying figures. So
Okay.
So we're going to do like a section now on a certain topic and just stick to it for 1 or 2 lessons, 2 or 3 lessons.
Well, money should be fascinating, so I shall look forward to that. Are we going to look at tax and? Because it's one of your favorite subjects, isn't it?
It is at the moment, tax.
Yeah, tax is one of your favorite subjects in Germany. Yeah. It's not an easy system in Germany, is it?
It's not. No.
Okay, so this was the lesson from a small language school in Hanover Nordstadt. If you are interested in taking any lessons with us, with Thomas, I don't teach, I just ask the questions, then you're welcome to contact us on www.englisch-lehrer.com. That's www.englisch-lehrer.com. And otherwise, you can always join us on the Hangout. I shall be posting the actual links soon on our Google page, but also on our Facebook page. And you just look for Englischunterricht Simmons Facebook. Then you will find hopefully the Facebook page. So you should be able to get information there, or alternatively on our website. We are just updating it. It's taking much longer than I was hoping. But hopefully in the next 2 to 3 weeks we'll also have a new website on the same domain name. So goodbye for now, and
goodbye,
goodbye Thomas, and we shall see you next week.
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Bye.